What's up, guys? This video was definitely needed to be made because um, for a couple years now, for a while, it's always been about him, what he posts about me, and you know what I mean? I feel like only people only know really that side of the situation, but no one really understands my side of the situation. There's two sides to every story, and I want to tell you guys my story about what happened between me and Tomatoes. There's going to be different segments or different areas in the video. So yeah, I'm going to try to make it as organized as I can, and so people can understand more. So it's not like all over the place. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first one. Tomatoes has helped us with a lot. He's helped us with raids, socials. When people were trying to like dox us, like Valor, he helped us with that. He's also helped us forge wise. Thing is, I didn't know how to like work the traits or whatever. He taught me how to do that, and I also learned how to spawn in like Marines. You know what I mean. Just kind of just stand still bots. Other things too. I didn't know how to add that. He's taught me like how to do that. Like there's, you know what I mean. Tomatoes has also taught me the world of like exposing people and stuff like that. Tomatoes has taught me a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's done nothing for me. He's also helped me with like real life stuff. Like I would go to him and vent about stuff, even if it was stupid or not in his eyes, uh, and shit. Like whenever I was depressed, he was there for me. Like I'm not gonna sit there and say like he did not do that for me because he was there. Whenever all the clannerds would gather around in the Discord servers talking shit about him, I would have his back. I would tell them that what they're saying is not true, and me defending him kind of ultimately like led me to getting banned from most of the servers. But I didn't really care because at the time I was like, yeah, he's my brother. I would do anything for him. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if I get banned from those fucking stupid servers? We would also help them out in raids. We would help them out. The GAA would have never been a thing if I never went out of my way to recruit all those people that went to the meeting that day. So I helped them regarding getting people together, like bringing people together. That's something I'm really good at, even to this day, is bringing people together. So that's what I did. Also, whenever people would join the social or whatever, uh, we would help them out if they were getting killed as well. Well, I wouldn't say get killed because they mostly had traits, but we would assist with them and stuff like that. Uh, and we also helped. Now, this is one thing we really helped them on is knowledge and information. I think Wolf Legion has definitely helped them with knowledge stuff of people in the community. Because thing is, Tomatoes taught me how to do like to expose people, this and that, but we were the people that gave Tomatoes a lot of knowledge about people in the community for a very long time. Like we're the ones who gave him the knowledge. And if you're watching this, Tomatoes, don't take it as me saying, oh, we're the only reason why you know everything, because obviously you found out certain things by yourself as well. But I'm saying a lot of the knowledge that you do have about individuals did came from Wolf Legion. This isn't a competition. I'm just establishing that Wolf Legion and House of Cards both helped each other. I mean, both benefit each other in some sort of way, either in similar ways or in different ways. So, since that is established, we are going to get to the next thing. The first thing that happened, it was me leaving the GAA. The main reason why I left the GAA was because of the Iceman situation and the Fox situation. This was when I think Tomatoes like posted about Iceman's girlfriend. I think was uncalled for because again, Iceman was one of the people that was loyal to the GAA, and I feel like we shouldn't have went after his girlfriend, whether in any way, in my opinion. That's just what I think, and. With the Fox situation, what happened is he fucking got angry at Fox over something in a video game, in a social. And because apparently Fox lied to me about what happened in the social, and even if he did lie, like it shouldn't have escalated to where it like where it like went to. He ended up basically threatening to chase my member off Xbox, doing this and that to him, like all you know what I mean, personal attacks, like trying to take it out of game when things shouldn't have, got to that point. And like, what kind of person would I be? And I knew Fox longer than I knew Tomatoes. What kind of person would I be if I just and leader? Like I'm leader of Wolf Legion. If I just continue to be in an alliance with a group that's threatening to do things to my members over something that happened in a social. This is the proof of it, like right here. And after that, I went to Tomatoes and I told him I want to leave. I explained why. And I was thinking like this is just gonna be between us, but then he recorded me and decided to post it on YouTube. When in reality, what we could have, the mature thing would have been, is just to talk it out between all sides, and maybe instead of Tomatoes making fun of me for my speech issues, maybe you should have took like my concerns seriously. The thing is, he didn't take how I felt seriously. He just took it as, oh, I'm lying, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. But these are the things of how I felt about the alliance and what was going on, and these are the things like that made me want to leave. Instead of, my bad, my mic went out. Instead of like taking what I say into like consideration and possibly trying to work the situation out and stuff, he decides to make a video, says I'm lying, and makes fun of my speech issues and this and that, right? I guess to make it look like I left for a stupid reason, which I didn't. I didn't leave for a stupid reason. And if I did leave, right, why should I be shamed for leaving? Other things was happening too, and that was just more of groups fighting amongst each other. I was one of the groups that was fighting against a group, and a lot of just disagreements and this and that, right? But that's not really the reason why I left. I would say, I don't know. I don't really, now that I think about it, I don't think so. Um, but like other than that, the alliance was great. We had meetings like every like I don't know, Sunday. I don't know. Like it was like every week or something. Every weekend we had like a meeting and we talked about things and stuff like that. It was really fun, gathering around and talking to a whole bunch of different clans and just getting information from everything and just overall just having a fun time. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible thing. It wasn't bad. So as the GAA had its bad moments, it had its good moments too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the next thing. So after being shamed for leaving the GAA, and after like people are saying that I was using him for power or using him for whatever, uh, like well, I was one of his members. I was like a second in command that said that. I'm pretty sure. Uh, I ended up like being friends with Tomatus again, because I wanted to show him like, yo, I was not using you. I had my reasons to leave, and they made me feel like I owed them something for leaving. But after being around people like Grungo and after like years of after the situation, I realized I didn't owe them anything. All I did was leave. I never betrayed the GAA. In fact, uh, even after I left, I helped them in situations. So, like now that I'm older, now that I see things, and now that like I said, Grungo is like kind of like my brother now. After being around Grungo, I realized that I had every single right to leave, and I shouldn't have had things said about me like, oh you used Tomatoes for power, oh you did this and that. Like they did that in order. I feel like they said that because they wanted to make me feel bad for leaving. At the end of the day, I left and didn't betray the GAA, and like that, you know what I mean? And that's what happened. Sorry if I'm getting off track, but yeah, I I left for my own personal opinion. I'm sorry if I keep getting off track. It's just I just want to make that clear. I left for my own feelings, and Grungu taught me this. My feelings matter. They do matter. My opinions matter. And if I make a choice to leave, I should leave. So I came crawling back to Tomatoes and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, leave you or anything like that. And because, again, those comments were making me feel like really shitty, because I know it wasn't true, but I didn't want him to think that because, again, I had a really high viewpoint of Tomatoes and I didn't want him to think like that, like think I was just using him. So, I came back and, I wanted to give it another shot. All my friends told me I shouldn't have, right? Like, everybody else telling me you shouldn't, but I did anyway because I was looking at all the good times we had and stuff like that. So I gave Tomatus another shot, and then we created this one, another, like, community thing that we did. I forgot the name of the community, but the thing is, we created that, and the way it was run is if they are with our enemies in any way, then they are just as guilty, and we targeted them. To make a long story short, everything was going fine, but then the whole fucking Griffinizer thing happened, the baby docs, whatever, right? And we didn't really agree with it because, again, I think, like, certain, I thought, like, okay, we shouldn't be posting people's children or whatever, you know, and I didn't agree with it. And I still don't fully agree with it, but now I understand it. But the thing is, a lot of information was withheld about, like, from me, like, the things that happened to Fotis, like the things they did to Fotis was absolutely, that was way worse than what Tomatus did to them. But the thing is, at the time, wasn't really shown proof. A lot of information was withheld from me, so I was just going by the information that was given to me. So I left and I created a video kind of explaining my side because, again, I knew, like, again, I did this because I knew from my past interactions with Tomatus that he would make it public if I left. He would make it into a bigger deal, say that I used him, this and that. So in that video, I explained why I left the fucking new alliance thing or whatever, and why I just didn't want to be his friend no more. But, now I kind of agree with it because, again, they did way. You couldn't even. Let me tell you something, people. You couldn't even fathom the things that Griffinizer and Valor and all the other clan kids did to Fotis. You couldn't even fathom it. I couldn't imagine. But the thing is, I was not really shown that evidence, and I was just going by what I was going by. And again, I don't really think that's my fault. The thing is, I will never. This is something about me. I will never follow anyone blindly. Never. And because of that reason, I don't regret the choice I made because, again, I was not shown enough evidence. I was not shown everything that was going on between Fotis and everybody else. So I do not regret the decision I made because I think from the information that was given to me, I know I made the right call from what was given to me. Now, if I was given the other information, then I wouldn't have done it. But at the end of the day, I think I made the right call because of the information that was given to me. So let's get to the next thing. My beef with Tomatus, I guess you could say at that time, I always try to keep it end game. When I did, like, leave officially that alliance thing or whatever, Valor and other people were trying to get me to give personal information on Tomatus. But even after, like everything, after all the shit that happened, I didn't want to do that, and I wasn't going to, like, give out personal shit about him and stuff. I always remember the good things Tomatoes did for me, and I refused to give anything personal about him because, again, I still had a sense of respect for him, even though I didn't agree with certain things clan wise. Again, I always respected him as a person, but I wouldn't say never, but I started to not respect him clan wise. I was doing things that was good for my group and stuff like that, and as a leader, that's what I should do. And this is where things just really just go downhill. When people were inside of the Wolf Legion embassy, this is when Tomatus' cat passed away. People were making fun of his dead cat. I told them to stop. I even banned one person because of it. And I even sent Tomatus along. I think I sent him like a good paragraph, saying, I don't agree with everything that you've done, but I am sorry for your loss. You know what I mean? And I did show my condolences and shit like that, and I told him, and I told him that I'm not gonna allow them to do that in my server and shit like that. Like I said, just because I don't agree with the clan lies does not mean I wish like the worst upon them, regarding that. Even with all this respect I gave him, he made it's completely insane, but he's made so many posts about me saying that I used him, this and that, and he was even posting personal things about me. And he was creating lies and rumors to stir, like, because of him, I got harassed a lot. Like, people were calling me a pedophile for things that didn't even happen. and shit like that. Like it's ridiculous. Just because I was friends with Adapts, because I was cool with Adapts, he made like a post saying that apparently that I sent, what is it? I received news or I sent news to Adapt or whatever, as you see here. Like I was going through a whole bunch of harassment. Just like all this, like I showed him the same. Like I showed him the respect. Like, hey, dude, I know I don't agree with you clan wise, but I don't want to get personal because again, we were friends at one point, and I don't ever wish to bad upon you. And he goes out of his way to post almost every bad thing known to man about me. And I'll say it here, I was also a bit scared of Tomatoes because again, he even admitted here, like, uh, he's the type of person that will hold information about people and will use it against them if they do something he doesn't like. Like, not even for a good reason. Not even for a good reason. Uh, like, all I did was leave. All I did was disagree. And he escalated it, just like the Fox situation. He escalated it into something that should have just stayed in game. We could have worked something out. That's my point. What kind of friend records everything that someone tells them? That's not a friend. I was scared because I opened up to him about certain things, and I didn't want that personal shit to be leaked out to the public. But now that I'm older and that I've improved in a lot of things, and that has a lot to do with Grungo. Grungo, instead of beating me down for the things that were wrong with me, he decided to lift me up and help me with my issues and give me great advice and overall just be a good friend even when he didn't agree with my actions. He made me realize that I shouldn't be ashamed of the flaws that I have, that I have. And he made me realize that, if people did know about those personal things about like my home life or other stuff like that, then I shouldn't, like I said, I shouldn't be ashamed of it because everyone goes through something. And after a lot of like self growth, now that I'm older, I realize what he said is true. I've improved in a lot of ways, mentally and like physically, and even relationships with family members that I used to like have issues with. I settle those things. I settle those things in a lot of instances. Back then, I didn't really talk to anyone in real life. I didn't really go outside. But after being around Grungo and him motivating me, I have friends now. So now that I'm older, like if this is why I made the video, right? Because back then I was afraid of that stuff being leaked. Now that I'm older, it's like, well, I've already like fixed these things. He's calling me fat. I never go outside. Don't have any friends in IRL. Family issues, and these are things that I fixed about myself. These are things that that are like behind me. And if this is used against me, like I think of it this way, well, I've improved in these things. Yeah, they could use it against me, but I've already fixed these things about myself. And that is something I can look back on and be like, hey, I'm not in that situation no more. Hey, I improved. And as you see in these screenshots, Grongo was telling me about all the self growth I've done, and he's proud of me, this and that. Like I'm not gonna get into everything that I've done, but the thing is, like he's always taught me this too. Little steps matter, and it does. Little achievements, little victories, they do matter. And the fact that my quote quote friend Tomatoes was gonna use personal shit against me like that and post it all over the internet, it's just fucked up. So I will admit here, did I make fun of Tomatoes' dead cat after he continued to make personal threats and personal attacks towards me? Yes, I did. Am I in the wrong for it? Yes, I did. Well, yes, I am. Sorry, my bad. Yes, I am. I'm fully in the wrong. But all that was happening because he continued to personally attack me. And that's not me justifying the situation, me making fun of his dead cat. I should have made fun of his dead loved ones. But that's just to get you guys to understand that I never wanted to get personal until he continued to make things personal. And I did that under a lot of stress and stuff like that. And I was also going through things myself at the time. So, like I said, not justifying it, but, that's why I did what I did. And you guys can decide if it's justified or not. I also fake screenshots with him, right? And that's only because he was posting misinformation that I sent nudes to a minor, that He posted his account right here, Wolfologies with the I. It's a fake account saying that apparently I messed around with like a 16-year-old or some like weird ass bullshit to try to like make people harass me to call me a pedophile. And to this day, I do think Tomatus was the one who did it. This is the only evidence right here that I have of him doing it. And LMC Balance was in the same gang with the alt, and LMC Balance is friends with Tomatus. Like that's like the only connections I have between that, and I do still this to this day I still do think it's Tomatus. I don't think he'll ever admit to it, but what I'm saying is either way. At the time, I thought that he was the one doing it, so then I did something to him back. And again, I shouldn't have allowed my emotions to get to me for me to do that to him. But the thing is, you guys don't understand. I know. I think some of you do. Like, imagine you love someone so much as a brother, and then they do this shit to you. You know how heartbreaking it is. Then after like all the fucking like unnecessary harassment that I got just because I left a fucking game alliance. Oh, sorry. Uh, I made like a video called Wolf Legion Epilogue, and again, I think again it caters to trying to make me into looking like a villain and to make me feel bad. And again, it did because he knows how I am. He knows how much empathy I have towards people, and he knows how much I did care. And I think he made that to try to make me feel bad so I can come crawling back to him. I could be wrong, whatever. He said that he made it to, like, I guess to improve myself. But no, it made me more sad. You want to know who helped me improve myself? It's Grungo. Grungo was my real friend. Grungo was the one that helped me through everything. You used all the personal shit you knew about me against me over a game. And you somehow switched it and made it to where I would feel bad, like I owe you something. And I realized that I don't owe you anything. And I realized that I shouldn't have sent you all this information because your next video is basically all the stuff that I gave to you. I realized that I shouldn't have did that, and Grunga told me, yeah, you shouldn't have did that. He's probably just using you for that. And I realized that you never respected me as a human being, as if with Grungo he did. I shouldn't have to worry about someone recording every move I do. I shouldn't have to worry about if we get into like a big disagreement, like me leaving or stop being friends, that you would make like a huge ass video about it. I should have to worry about cameras being thrown at me constantly. That's not a friend. You're not a friend. And yes, you have done good things for me, but you've also done bad things. Well, my God. You've also done good things for me, but you've also done bad things to me. And you have done a lot of things to manipulate me. And after being around Grungo and after a long time of thinking, I realized that. And I realized that you weren't a really good friend to be around. And the thing is, at the end of the day, am I going to be releasing anything personal on you, right? No. I want you to look at this video and understand that I'm not you. I'll never be you. I'm not a bad person. And I will not go far to spread personal shit about you that you've told me. And all the personal attacks that I have done towards you was in reaction of what you've been doing to me when you're constantly being harassed. And I am apologizing for it, even though I don't need to apologize. But I am apologizing because I know it hurt you. And even though you don't have empathy for me, I have empathy for you. The last thing I'm going to say is if I ever did say that I did use him and shit like that, and that was literally only to get under his skin or to just get him to leave me alone. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I would have said anything to get him to leave me alone. Because again, back then I didn't want my insecurities and then my real life shit being put out there. You know what I mean? So everyone here can see that I didn't use Tomatus, because using would also imply that wouldn't do any that I didn't do anything from him. I just like took from him, which isn't true. Wolf Legion helped him with a lot, and he's helped us with a lot. And I just want to make that clear from like the jump, like right now, that both sides helped each other, and we both sides benefited. And the truth is, I have every single right to feel this way about Tomatus. And Grungo is my real friend. He is my real friend. While Tomatus, my quote friend, was beating me down just because I didn't want to be in his alliance anymore in a video game, Grungo was building me up as a person and made me realize certain things. Tomatus and Grungo has both taught me things. And without either of them clan-wise, didn't learn from Tomatus clan wise, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at. And if I didn't learn things from Grungo real life wise, I wouldn't be where I'm at in real life, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now with things. Yeah, I still have things to work on and stuff. But thing is, my friend Grungo's always told me small victories matter, and these words right here, what Grungo told me, is the thing that made me want to be better and new. And this is the thing that made me want to push, is even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. You know, like those words were like one of the best things, were like best words anyone's ever said. With Grungo, I know if I do make a mistake, he wouldn't publicly blast me. He wouldn't hold things against me that I told him and use it against me publicly and blast it. Uh, he wouldn't make fun of my the worst things about myself. He would even despite our like disagreements, he would still try to bring me up, and that's why I say Grungo is the better person and the better friend. Okay, to make a long story short, Grungo wanted to have a playful debate with Tomatus. And basically, he was basically just trying to debate Tomatus. Basically, him basically saying that Tomatus only chooses like easy victims to bully, and that he subbots his channel, some shit like that. You know what I mean? And then they were just debating in the party. We were not recording, and we didn't plan to use any of this at all. He just simply just wanted a debate because Grungo is just like that. He just likes debates and arguments, honestly. That's just how he is. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but we weren't going to make like a big thing out of this because we didn't really care. It was just fun to argue. That's literally a Grungo's mentality. And of course, Tomatoes was recording and decided to post it. And I don't really care. That's not the problem. Weird. The problem is he decided to bring up something that was already handled. See, a long time ago, Grungo went to Tomatus because he thought, like, okay, well, Tomatus and Wolfologies have been friends for a while, and he thought Tomatus, like, could talk sense into me and to own up to faking the screenshots of Coco. And to make it very clear, the only reason why I fake screenshots of Coco is because he nearly made, well, he spreaded a girl's nudes and made her suicidal, made her want to end her life. You guys can decide whether or not if that's justified, of course. But, uh, I ended up fixing the situation. It was never brought up. I owned up to it, yes. But then Tomatoes decided to bring it up again because he got into he got angry about the debate that he had with Grungo, and he knew he couldn't target Grungo because Grungo is the type of person you can't really target. There's really nothing wrong with him. He has a girlfriend in IRL, like they've been together for years. They have a great relationship. He's in the military. He's doing really great for himself. So in order to get to him, he wanted to get to me. So he targeted me since he couldn't target Grungo, and he didn't like the fact that I agreed, which I think 95% of the community agrees, that Tomatoes bots. Do I care that he bots his channel for views or whatever? No, I don't care about that. It's not my channel. I don't care. It's not my problem. But if I believe something, if I have a certain opinion, I'm gonna fucking say it. And if Grungo, or even if Tomatoes, or if anyone makes a point, and if I agree or disagree, I'm gonna say it. I think he subbots, but that's not the point, right? The point I'm making is Grungo went to Tomatus because he knew me and Tomatus had a history, and he wanted him to talk some sense into me, which did. And I ended up owning up to it. Even though I didn't want to, and I'm going to be fair, I'm going to say it here in this video, I don't regret and I don't feel sorry for what I did to Coco. Because, again, he nearly made a girl end her life and spreaded her nudes, right? And made her like a laughing stock when she didn't even deserve that. And also, let me quote what she said. Those nudes were illegally obtained. So, I don't think what I did is any comparison to what he did. But yeah, and I owned up to it. We did everything that we agreed to, and then he only decides to bring it up when Grungo pisses him off, which really shows the level of pettiness that Tomatus is. Like, he's super fucking petty. And again, I'm not mad that he posted it. I don't care. I already owned up to it. That's not the problem. The problem is why he did it. And the type of person that Tomatus is. This is what the image that I'm trying to paint to you guys, so you guys can understand the way I view Tomatus. Tomatus has an ego. His ego is everything that is ruining things for him. His ego is his downfall, is what I'm trying to say. His ego, his pettiness, it's the worst. It's the fucking worst. For me, when it comes to certain situations, right? My downfall is being friends with people like Tomatus. And what really makes me more annoyed about the situation is but like before the whole Grungo debate thing or whatever, right? I helped him. I sent him all the evidence in his new video. Where do you think it's gonna come from? It's coming from me. I sent him all that, and then Grungo does something he doesn't like, and he targets me. Like he basically, in a way, forces me to choose a side, forces me to to get into it when I didn't even want to be a part of it, just because I agreed with something that Grungo said. Only manipulators bring up people's past mistakes when you piss them off. And also, you see in this screenshot, he brings up things like, "Oh, well, you only admitted it because I confronted you on it, this and that. You recorded and this." I'm gonna be fair with you, and I'll say it in that video. I'll say it here. I do not feel bad for what I did to Coco. I think I should have did something else. I should have did something else to get at him, to kind of make him pay for what he did. But do I feel bad for the pain inflicted onto Coco? No, because he nearly made a girl kill herself, spread it illegally, obtained nudes of someone, and he's been going around harassing people. Did I do it the wrong way? Yes, and I admit that here. But do I regret it? And would I be shamed for it? Would people hate me for it? Would anything bad happen to me if that's released? No, nothing's bad's going to happen because everyone here knows what type of shit Coco's done to people. Yes, I made a mistake. I should have probably did something else to get back at him that wouldn't, get in front of my reputation. That would affect my reputation. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I don't feel any sort of remorse for what I did because he deserved to feel some sort of agony and pain that he inflicted onto other people. And I'm no longer going to be helping Tomatus and sending him information about individuals anymore or anything like that because, again, I've realized as I'm getting older and I've realized as I have true friends like Grungo and other people that I don't owe him anything. That the entire narrative about that he's been trying to spread about me, that how I use him, this and that, is just fucking fake. And every bad action that I've done towards Tomatus regarding anything personal or shit like that, or me posting him, is because he continued to post misinformation and lies about me. And there's and the fact that, listen, the fact that I could even make this video longer is crazy because I can name other instances to where he manipulated or targeted people I cared about. And you could even look on his tab, you can see he even targeted my ex before. It's really just, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy that, I thought of him as a friend and that I thought that I owed him anything. When in reality, I was the one being manipulated. I was the one getting targeted just because I had my own belief system, just because I didn't blindly dick ride him. What I'm gonna say is Grungo is a true friend. He brung me up. While everybody else was beating me down, he brung me up. He saw potential in me that other people didn't see. And obviously, I do have certain things that I need to work on about myself. And that's with everyone. But we're all human. And at the end of the day, I should have not have to been afraid of one of my close, quote, close friends leaking personal things that I told them, that I opened up to them. I opened my heart and told Tomatus certain things about myself. And then he just puts it all over, blasted all over the internet just because I didn't want to be in a stupid fucking alliance clan. Well, not a clan, but his little alliance thing. My point is from my own experience with Tomatus, is he's done a lot of good things for me. But he also has shown me how manipulative people really are. Tomatus has shown me just because people have done good things to you doesn't mean the bad doesn't matter, because the bad does matter. But yes, I posted this video because I am no longer afraid of personal things being leaked on the internet because I've improved. I'm happier now, and I've improved with a lot of things that I did have issues in the past, and I'm proud of how far I became. Little victories, small victories, any victory is a good victory. And I really wouldn't be here where I am now if it wasn't for Grungo, so thank you, Grungo. Grungo taught me that I have all the power I need. That's why I have so many people who look up to me. That's why I have so many people in my server that are chill with me. That's why I get so many messages, positive messages, because again, I have the power. I am the power. And I'm gonna use the power that the clan community has gave me for the good. And I will make mistakes. Mistakes will happen. That's not the point. The point is I'm gonna do my best to do the right thing. And if I make any mistakes, I'm glad to have people like Grunger around me to talk to me and to get me to own up to my mistakes and to fix them. I'm glad I have someone with me that can talk sense to me, and I have other people with me too. And that's the end of the video. You guys can decide what you want to believe. I do not wish any harassment towards Tomatus. I do not want him to get the same treatment that he gave me a while ago. I do not wish that upon him. I just want my side to be out so everybody can understand that it's just not one side of the coin, it's both sides. And Tomatus, I forgive you for the things that you did to me. And yeah, that's it. Even if you're not sorry, I do forgive you. And any sort of mental pain that I caused you, whether if it was me leaving the GAA or not being your friend no more or making fun of your cat, I am sorry. Some actions I did was obviously pushed because you kept personally attacking me, but either way, I shouldn't have did that, and I am sorry, and I am in the wrong for that. So yes, yeah, yeah, it's over.